What's up, everyone? Namco here, Dustin there, talking about bust / overvalued. There's going to be some of these guys that will even be on my roster, but I want to get them at the right points. So we're just saying, buyer beware. They're going sometimes a little bit too high than what we like. So it's that kind of bust / overvalued.
Few things. We got a new website now. It's completely redesigned. Get on the site, check it out. While you're there, download our draft guide. We'll be updating it all throughout the preseason. And thank you to Fantasy Jocks for sponsoring these preseason videos. They sent us a care package with some of the sweet stuff that they have. If you're in a league that doesn't have trophies, wouldn't it be fun to have a ring ceremony every year? Look at that one. Baller. The champions could. It's like the poker where they wear the bracelets.
Love this thing. This one.
That one's amazing. I really like that one. That's my favorite. But check out fantasyjocks.com.
All right, let's get right into bust. I'm going to start off with Doug Baldwin, and I know what you're thinking. The guy put up ridiculous stats last year, but sometimes people look at the stats and then just draft according to so, which isn't too crazy, but you also got to think how they came. Can he really sustain that touchdown rate he had in the second half last year? Dustin's shaking his head no, and he knows what I'm talking about. So therefore, we think he's going to go a little bit too high. Let him come to you in the draft. Get him in the right spot. He makes sense, but he's going a little too high for our liking.
I guess it's always possible, but what's the safer bet?
Right.
C.J. Anderson's the first one I want to talk about. I mean, this guy is going to be ranked all over the place. I mean, there's obviously still a big upside for whoever the Denver starting running back is, but we really like Devontae Booker, the rookie that they have out there. And with C.J. Anderson, you just don't know what you're going to get sometimes. I mean, he looks like a top 5 running back sometimes, and then other times he can't do anything. So I think he will have somewhat of a long leash, but I don't think that I would not be shocked at all if Booker at some point takes over that job.
Next guy I'm talking about is Delanie Walker, and he had a monster year last year, but he's been in the league since 2006, and since 2006, last year was his best year as far as catches go by 31, the most yards he ever had, and he matched his touchdown best ever as well. Is he going to have his best ever again next year after being in the league for 11 years? I don't think so. So he's on the bust list. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Allen Hurns is a guy that we actually like, but when you look at how he got a lot of his fantasy points last year, in the fourth quarter was kind of the key for a lot of Jacksonville players. I mean, they were really good at getting junk yards in the fourth quarter, and Allen Hurns definitely benefited from that. It could happen again, but it's one of those things like, do you really want to bank on that? You know, I think he will be consistently involved in that offense. I do think he's a good receiver. It's just, again, like Brent was saying, don't just look at the stats and expect just because he's on the same team, it's basically the same thing, that the same thing's going to happen, because that's not always the case.
Next on my list is Matt Forte, and Matt Forte is a prime example of a running back that there's going to be an owner that's going to take a bunch of receivers early, then not have any running backs, panic, be like, oh, amazing, Matt Forte's there, and snag him and think you're getting the old Matt Forte. That's not going to happen. He is going to share the ball with Bilal Powell. There's definitely going to happen on the Jets, so you just got to know that there's a timeshare there.
Mr. Kelvin Benjamin is next, and this is another guy that we do actually like. You know, he had a really solid rookie year. He lost last year because of the knee injury. He's back. Panthers looked amazing last year. Adding Benjamin's only going to be better, right? But Benjamin had 145 targets his rookie year. So we do think he will have another good year, but he's getting drafted in the 3rd round in a lot of leagues, and that's just putting a lot of faith that he's 100% healthy and that he's going to get those massive amount of targets. Like, it's just too much faith, in our opinion, drafting him that high.
Next on my list is Jordan Reed, the tight end for the Washington Redskins, and we absolutely love Reed. But the reason he's on this list is nobody's talking about the injury concerns that come along with Jordan Reed. So sure, a 4th round kind of pick on him, that could make sense, but we've seen in some of the quote-unquote expert mock drafts, I've seen him go as high as the 15th overall pick. That is nuts.
And a guy that we've seen him go as high as the 1st overall pick, Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, okay. Easy.
Whoa.
We have him, I believe right now is our 5th running back. We think he should be late 1st, early 2nd. The upside's there. Just, Brent made a joke about it. People, stop taking him over Adrian Peterson.
Right.
I mean,
come on now. just take Peterson, for the love of God.
Just take Peterson. I know Elliott's the new thing. He's fun. He's in a great situation, but don't do anything crazy with Ezekiel Elliott.
All right, next on my list is Jordy Nelson. So here's the cons. He's 31 years old. Number 2, he's coming off of an ACL injury. And, that just means he's not a lock to do exactly what he did before the injury. So you got to keep that in mind. We still have Nelson, somewhat high on our wide receiver rankings because the upside is there, but just you can't think you're getting the Jordy Nelson of old, like 2-3 years ago, simply because he is a little bit older and he's coming off of a pretty major injury.
And he's going mid-second round in a lot of leagues. A lot of leagues. Moving on, rookie receiver from Minnesota, Treadwell. This guy is a talented player. If he had landed in a better situation, we would probably really like him. But when you look at Minnesota and what that offense does, Bridgewater only threw for 3,200 yards. They had the least pass attempts in the league.
So they give the ball to Peterson.
They give the ball to Peterson. There's just not enough passing yards to go around. And there are a few other mouths to feed out there. We think Treadwell will have success in this league, but in terms of fantasy, in terms of this year, we're probably staying away from him. So
we do like Elliott, by the way. Just he's not the number one player.
Top 12 player.
I'm fine with him at 10. Just stop taking him at number one, Cowboy fans. Stop it.
So we are doing something.
Come on.
We are doing something fun this year. We're on Instagram now, so go ahead and follow us on there. But we're doing a photo contest. Hashtag FST photo contest. We want anything to do with your league that's fun. If you have a trophy that's fun, a loser prize, if you do cool things on draft day, we want to see it. Get it in there. Running it through August. We'll pick our top 5. Those will get a shirt, and then we're going to have a top prize, grand prize winner, which we'll figure out
If you have
later.
a cutout of Dustin, give it a thumbs up,
We will be slightly biased in terms of which pictures we pick.
You know what? Nah. Bling!
If you wear an FST shirt on your picture, you'll definitely get bonus points.
But he ain't doing all the picking too, so if you don't got one of those, don't worry. Still post them, because I like cool stuff
And
too.
if you have a full-size cardboard cutout of me,
But you're in.
you win.
You win. Definitely.
Congratulations.
Yeah.